We are in the rear. All right, we're in the rear. First thing I'm gonna, let's get some light. First thing I want to tackle is this rear brake line. I want to see if it comes off as easy as the right front one did. Now remember, you don't ease it, you give it a good whack and see, you want to crack it. Let's see what happens. Wow. That is wonderful. Came right off. It came right off. The left front and the left rear had to torch them. And what you do is, if they are stuck, you don't have oxyacetylene, get a propane and keep it here till this is, with propane, by heating up the, all right. You can use propane, I've done it before, but the oxyacetylene, you heat this up right here. This is a rubber coating. This is gonna melt a little bit. You might hit it, it might melt a little bit here, but it's fine. You wanna get the nut, the line nut, red hot, then you wanna douse it with water because you wanna shrink it. Okay, once you douse it with water and it shrinks, I should have showed you on the other side, but who knew? And then after you get the water on there, you should be able to put your line wrench on there. It should come right, crack loose, beautifully. And then we're gonna, like right now, we're gonna work it like we work the front. We're gonna put some WD-40 just to. I'm gonna hit it with a little brake clean again. All the junk off of there, the little rocks and stuff. Blow it off. You have. And I'm just gonna, since I'm here, we're just gonna keep on going. We're gonna keep on going, people. Keep on going. Get that out. Gonna reuse the old one. Because we're not, we don't have Honda. You saw we have Centric, which never had an issue. But I prefer OEM. Is it my hand? Oh, we're already off. Okay, wonderful. Go. We'll mold those brakes. Where are you? Whew. Here it is. A little cursing, a little screaming, a little yelling. We got it out. Had the gun on the wrong power setting. Had to really get it in there. Let's see if I can find another one when we reassemble. I went ahead and quickly found another one. Just a little bit longer, but it's Japanese. It came out of I have a pile of Japanese hardware. Just a little bit longer, 12 millimeter head, 8 millimeter by 125 pitch, same pitch, no problem. A little longer, no big deal. Removal time. Pretty much the same as the front, as you saw. We're gonna run through this quickly. The caliper bolts for the rear are 12 millimeter. So let's make sure we're on a good power setting, on a high power, and blast them off. Nut for the brake hose, let's get that off. There she blows. Let's get the hose out of here. Join the other three hoses. All right. Okay. The two bolts that hold the caliper bracket onto the rear spindle are 17 millimeter heads. Long ratchet, 17 socket. Oh. And get the top one. Okay, all right, get this out of the way. I'm going to wire wheel these real quick. You can see the pitting around here. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to put the indices around here and some red Loctite on the threads after they're wire wheeled. Number 3 Phillips on a socket. Oh, wonderful. Oh, wonderful. Oh, this rotor is coming right off. Look at that. Cover off of this rotor. Put it on the new rotor. This is your access to adjust the rear, to adjust the emergency brakes. Come on, there you go. She's in good shape too. Not bad. Oh, nice. Look at the other side, the e-brakes are in excellent condition. The backing plate, not so much. The other side's rotted here. It's starting to move a lot. But when I do rear hub bearings, I'm going to put brand new backing plates in, and then at that time I will put brand new e-brake shoes on. But for right now, E-brake works. The shoes would look nice. And this doesn't even look just like the other side. Like somebody's been here before. They did something to it, put some kind of grease coating. It's nice. So we're just gonna hit it with some brake cleaner and a stainless steel toothbrush. We're gonna clean this off that way. We're not gonna go through all that other stuff we went to the front. And that should be good enough. And then we're gonna hit it with some fluid film, put the rotor on. Okay, time for a little cleanup here. Everyone's favorite chemical, brake cleaner. And we got our stainless steel toothbrush. Get in there and just clean that hub ring. This really is really clean. It is very smooth. You don't feel, it's just stained and discolored. You don't feel anything. With a nice rinse. You know what's coming next. Wunderbar. With little screws. I really do. Okay. And that's it, by hand, okay? I'm gonna put the plug in right now. Yes, I know I have to adjust the rear brakes. I will, I always do. I'm gonna put that in right now for the sake of this video. I'm gonna get this going here. The last thing I'm gonna do after everything's bled up, the last thing I'm gonna do is adjust the emergency brake shoes. Okay, people, back at the bench. You know what we're gonna do here, right? Similar thing that we did to the front caliper setup here. We're going to pull off the clips and give it a nice coating of the CRC caliper grease. On both sides. Now, did I mention why you don't put grease? And that was when we were doing the front. Why you don't put grease on the ears of the brake pad, or you don't put them here. Why? Number one, the factory doesn't do that. That's number one. Number two, when you do that, all you're going to have is a collection of dirt, road debris, little rocks, sand, all caked up around here, and that is going to impede the way this thing slides back and forth. Okay, we don't do that. We just do it underneath, just to keep the corrosion down. Yeah, not too much grease there. Just the bare minimum. We're just gonna add a little bit more, like I said. This one's being a bastardo. That's it. We don't want these pins to seize. Get them in there. Get the air out. Like I said before, there you go. You hear that? You get too much grease in there, it won't travel. It won't go to the bottom, and that's a problem. You want it to float. It's the idea of having this set up. The caliper floats. That's why it's called a floating caliper. It floats on there as the the rotor wears and the brake pads wear. It has to go. This thing has to move. It has to. And if these pins froze and it was fixated, if it's fixed in one position, then as the pads wore down, right, the piston would have to move farther out to make contact. And that will give you a longer extended pedal travel. It'll give you a low brake pedal too. It'll be just crappy feeling brakes. You would not feel confident. So I'm just going to put a little bit here on the piston side. Okay, I'm not going to put them inside the fingers yet because let me get that over. Grease. I'm not gonna put them in the fingers just yet. I want to get the pad in here, and you'll see when the pad goes in there, the retaining clip which pushes the pad down is going to lift this thing up, and I don't want grease all over the face of this pad. So let's line it up, get it in there. You really don't want to have this guy, one of these three guys, dig in on the outer perimeter of the piston and damaging that dust seal. You just don't want that. It just ruin your day, man. Just ruin your day, like I'm doing. Okay, and you gotta don't just push them together. Don't go and squeeze them down and be like, and then you won't have the retaining power. That's it. See, bam, like that. Now, see how it pops out because of the right here. Remember when I said I like to put the pads in the saddles? Well, as you could see, this is one of those times where caliper bracket goes on, pads go on after. In this case, you'll see bracket, outer pad, hold inner pad, slide it on there. Okay, I hope I caught everything here on video for you, because when I was doing it on the front caliper, you just do it one time, I can't go back and redo it, so it was out of view. Try to make it so it's in view. When I rewatch the footage, I'll know if I did a good job for the rear calipers. Here are the caliper bolts, like I said, anti-seize on the washer side, shank of the bolt here, both sides. A little added protection of corrosion resistance. And we're gonna get you a lock. We're gonna get our Loctite. We've got to go crazy. Just got a little bit there. Whoa. That's it, a little bit there. Okay, that's that. Let's walk this over to the car. Let's do the brake hose first before we throw the caliper on. There is some fluid in this line, a little bit dripping. That's okay. That's what we want. All right. Can I finally get this by hand, or I gotta use a wrench? Come on. Yeah, did I get it? Losing my finger strength. As you get older, things change, people. They change. There we go. Oops. Okay. Got it started. Get the hammer. Let's get the giant punch. Make sure that's seated in there. A few moments later. Okay. A little more. Felt good. Okay, that's it. No more. Pull that off. This is gonna go right there. Same place, and we're gonna use our new used bolt. Threads in really, really nice. Gonna zip it down with the gun, and we will resume on that side. Put everything together. We are back. Going to install. I did wire wheel these before, in case anybody was wondering, before I put the anti-seize and the red Loctite on. I didn't forget to do that. All right. And I also did remember to put some caliper grease on the fingers of that caliper. So let's go. Let's run them down with the electric ratchet. Torque these to factory specs. All right, top. Bottom again. Perfecto. Outer pad going in. Now this is tricky with all of this nonsense here. It's got to go in rather straight so it slides in there. The other side gave me a doozy at the time. So that's Oh, look at that. Very nice. New caliper bolts from the thing. Blue Loctite already on. Couple of threads there. Come on. Couple of threads there. Remember, these are 12, and we got to hold the guide pin, the slide pin, with a 17. With the electric torque wrench. That's it. That's it. If you don't know, don't do as I do. Use a torque wrench. You don't want to snap anything off. Very simple. Now we put the. We're going to attach the. What's that called again? Rear brake hose. That's what it is. So we got our new bolt right here and our copper washers, which came with it. Well, these are the ones that came. It does come with it. These are the ones that came with the caliper. So here, this way. And all four of these brake hoses, they all have, the calipers have a slot, and the guide pin, that's the guide pin. All right, we caught it. Now you know what we're gonna do. You know what I'm gonna do. 11 millimeter, medium torque Ugga scale. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. This might hurt. That's it. Done. Okay. That is tight, bolted, leak free. It will be. And sight's done. Other than I'm gonna do a little fluid film on the face of all four rotors before we put the tires on. What do we have to do now? We have to put the bench bleed the master cylinder and bleed everything. Let's go do that. Back at the bench, we have our .4 synthetic brake fluid. We have our replacement OES, original equipment supplier master cylinder, made in Japan by the company Adler. I'm gonna lock it into the vise on one of the ears. I'm going to simulate I'm going to bench bleed it. You can do this in the car. You can do this in the car or on the bench. I prefer to use. I have an old, my old OTC bench bleeding kit here. It's extremely old. Still works. We're going to need those. Take those off. Luckily, I found two fittings that fit. My first time bleeding a CRV master cylinder. It's no different than any other except for this contraption, how they do the split level, the split level reservoirs, because of the orientation of how cab forward it is, and the booster is recessed inside, and you need more. These are 15 millimeter. We're going to give them a snug. Remove the cap. Let's take the cap off. Take the strainer off. Okay, this should be interesting. We have to make sure that this should be a nice challenge. All right. Get our fluid opened up. First, before we do that, we don't want to leak out every place, all over the place. Let's attach one of the hoses, and let's attach the other hose. Okay, only get one shot. I'm not going to refilm this. I want to do it right. It's late. I'm tired. If you watch the other video, where I did the calipers, rotors, and blah, 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 I hope so. We're going to fill up the rear reservoir. Fill up the whole thing. Watch that video and bring you up to speed on this video. Mind your way. I am probably totally in your way. I am sorry. I do apologize. But this is freaking awkward as heck. We got a leak. What's going on here? Why is it leaking? Is it the hose? Yes, it was the hose. It's not the fitting. Should I flip it over? It's tighter. Yeah, this is loose. All right. I'm thinking out loud. I'm talking out loud. I'm talking to you. Are you paying attention? Are you with me? Here's some pig mat. Make a little mess. Flip it over. It's tighter. Yeah, that's tighter. Okay. I'm going to continue filling this up. Hear the bubbles coming out of it. I'm gonna set these two hoses from the bleed nipples here back into, so as we push, we're pushing fluid back in there, back and forth. That'll take all the air out of the piston in here, all the air out. Then we can put it onto the car, and then probably going to gravity bleed a little bit. Then pump the brake pedal, and then check the fluid, and then we're going to use the manual pressure bleeder, because that's probably the best way to bleed brakes when you're by yourself, is using a manual pressure bleeder. You don't have somebody usually you have somebody in the car, you know, pump, and they pump it up, and you tell them to hold it down, they hold it down, you crack the bleeder, out goes the air and the brake fluid, and you repeat the process. All right, let's get, this is really going to be awkward. Gotta get this right to the top. Oh, who the heck is calling here at this hour? I apologize. Hold on, people. All right, we're back. We'll get that in there. We'll get that in there. Okay, now I'm really... Okay, we're back. Had to get it. I really messed everything up, made a big mess here. But let's refill this back up again. Okay. Pain in the butt, you got to hold this. Get the cap on here. We don't want any. And we got to get this in there. We got to get this in there. And hold it up. Use your thumb. Hold it down. Then we got long Phillips. We're going to use to push. You could see. You could see the bubbles in the line, right? I don't know when to quit. I'm just gonna keep going. It's good now. Wow, look at that. No bubbles, all gone. All right, that's enough of that. Let's get these guys off. Brake fluid, such a mess. Let's get this cap. Let's get the strainer. Let's get the cap back on, because when this thing tilts down, it's just gonna empty out. All right. Let's turn this. Turn this that way. All right. Okay. Get that out of there. Oops. Let's get these off. We'll put these caps on. Hopefully it'll keep it from leaking out, most of it. Keep it on an angle, like the way we have it. All right. Let's see, what a mess I created before. A dang phone. It was the wife. I'll be honest with you people, I feel like a real butthole. I yelled because I had brake fluid everywhere. You know, I apologize up and down. Now, I gotta make it up to her. I feel terrible. I called her back and I apologized. A quick cleanup over here. Is it leaking? Nothing's leaking, right? Everything's holding. Let's go sideways a bit more. Let's get another egg. Yeah, I mean, you know, I was just about to bleed this. I had this thing was filled up with fluid. You know, I had no way of holding this thing up. It leaked everywhere. I picked up the phone. I was like, what? Why are you calling me here? Blah, blah, blah. I just feel like a real butthead right now. And I apologize up and down profusely because there's no reason to get angry. I was a little excited because I just created such a message can be cleaned up. And messes can be cleaned up. You don't yell at the ones you love. Don't do that. You know, don't react, think first, and that's my problem. I react. I don't think. I'm just a big dumb Greek. Still learning. My age, I'm still learning. But she loves me. That's what counts. And I love her. And where was I going with this? Okay, back to the car. Now we got to get the old master cylinder out. We're going to leave this one here. I'll set you up. Watch me take it out. Create a mess over there real quickly. We'll go put this in and we'll start bleeding everything. Here we are. Okay, we're in the engine bay. We're going to pull this master out. Get the 12 millimeter right here. The hold down bolts. I think they're 12 as well. Yes, they are. So let's go give those a tug. Hopefully they're not frozen. Oh, good. That's great. Good. Okay. It's nice. It feels easy. Nice and smooth. Get the rear one. Come on. Okay, front. Oh, that's good. All right. We got a, you see it on camera? I can't see that. Where is it? Right there. There it is. It's right here. That's holds the top reservoir on that bracket there. It's really hard to get that in focus. I mean, in the shot. But I see it. It's there. 10 mil. Get that off of there. And behind the reservoir, the top reservoir, is the connector for the brake light, warning light on the dashboard. What's holding this here? It's locking in. It locks in. Okay, yeah, okay. How do I have to remove this? I do, to make room. This is 210s. Okay. Be right there. We're back. Okay, got the extension. Got the deep. Got the extension. Got the 10 deep. 3/8 drive. There we go. We got it. You get the electric ratchet. Oh, it sure did. Yeah, it fell. Oh, I see. It's got slots. I don't have to remove it all the way. You big dummy. I don't even need this. Oh, there it is. Haha. Wonderful. We'll keep this here. Got a little pig mat here to catch brake fluid, but turned out to be a safety blanket. Look at the other one. We'll leave that one attached. Can we slide it up? Okay, the top one has a slot. This one does not. I think it has a slot, the top one. Let's take a look. Okay. Yeah, it does. As you can see, there's the bracket. Top one's got a slot. You could have just loosened it up and then pull it off. Get the bottom one off. That's out of the way. Then we got the then we get the 212s. Okay, I get the long extension, 12 mil socket. There it is, right there. Let's get her on there. Hand in there. Oh yeah, can we catch it? Yep, we got it. And there is a lock washer on there. Old school. It doesn't have it built in the washer. Okay, got it. The other one. Gotcha. And the lock washer. Okay. Now. Okay. That one was good. Okay, can we get a little... Oh, good. Let's get this as a vacuum shut. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay, there it is. I broke that seal. Here's the clip for the... Got that off. And the old gasket is in the booster. We gotta take that out of there because the new master has it. Clip too. Oh, that's gone. That's shot out of there. Let's see here. Good, it's not rusty. Yeah. A little bit. All right. Let's see. It might have been leaking a little bit. A little paint lift in here. All right. I'm gonna clean that up real quick, off camera. A little protection on there. Put the new master in. I just want to show you how nice and clean it is, so you can see. You can see how nice and clean. See why it's shiny? Oh, there we go. I took an acid brush. After I cleaned it all out, that was the remnants. That's some of the junk that was behind there. After I cleaned it all out, I vacuumed it. Whatever was laying there, vacuumed it out. And then I can't get this thing to focus. Come on. Vacuumed it out and wiped it out with some brake cleaner on a rag. And then I took an acid brush and I acid brushed some fluid film back there. Keep it from corroding. I just wanted to show you that. And now we're going to install the master cylinder. Here, we got the manual bleeder. Let me show you what this thing is real quick. It's a company called Ares, don't know. AresTool.com. Got it from Amazon. Used it a couple of times. Works really well. Also got the catch can that we're going to put on the bleed screw. We're going to fill up the fluid, the .4 in there. We're going to pump this thing to about 15 psi. We're going to install the cap adapter for Honda. If I showed you the part number for that tool over there. This is the Honda 55mm master cylinder cap adapter. Where is the part number? Why doesn't this thing focus? Okay, there it is. What is it? 18005. That's the part number. And here it is, it's 2 pieces. Let's take it over there. I didn't mean to make anybody seasick, I apologize. All right, nothing is focusing right now. Look at this. Let me see. Oh, it's better. Lens was dirty. It's 2 pieces. This will fit inside here. We're going to put some brake fluid around the seal. We're gonna fit this in, and then this is the clamp which goes around this thing. I'll show you. And then we're going in the lock pin. The lock pin keeps the clamp shut. Then this gets plugged into the top of this. Where is it? Sorry, right there. We pump it up, 15 psi, almost 20, and then we go around each wheel, and we bleed. So let's go ahead and do that, and let's get started. This is my first time doing it on this car. Using this clamp setup here. I've used it on the Euros. It has Euros have a screw top master cylinder. Get some brake fluid here. Let's see. Oh. Wow, making a mess. Look at that. Come on, get in there. What are you doing? There. All right, it's in. Oh, hook that on. Let's fill this thing with some fluid. I got it on top of the engine, on top of some pig mat. So there's about half a bottle in here. I'll put some more in there. Just another brand new quart. All right. I think this should be enough. So we got here. Stay going up. It's that easy, right? You got 10 pounds. Almost there. Oops. Okay, I made a mess. Too much. I guess I should just I don't know what I should have done. This is terrible. Oh, what a catastrophe. I should have stuck to the game plan and started a gravity bleed first. Cracked open the left rear caliper bleeder, getting some fluid out of it. It's not clear fluid. It's still old garbage fluid. So, gonna let that bleed out. Really upset right now. Well, I'm putting it all out there. Let's go grab another bucket. Another bucket. Let's crack open the left rear. And then once it starts dripping, just gonna monitor the master cylinder. I'm just gonna let this thing drip. And I'll be here a while. I will check back with you soon. Okay, after that horrible catastrophe, we have some brake fluid. You can't see that. Oh, there you go. See the yellow? That's the level. I had it full. I had it over full. You guys probably saw it. I had it full to the top, trying to pump this thing up. I have it roughly, where is it? About 12 PSI. And whatever fluid was in there is empty now. I did the back. Went ahead and did the back off camera. I just wanted to see. This is what came out. This is the old nasty brake fluid. Okay. I didn't do the front yet. I'm gonna go do the front. I'm gonna show you on one caliper how this is done, and you know it's all the same for the other three. And then after I get after we bleed, I'll have to refill this, bleed the front out, get all the air out. Then I still did not pump the brake pedal yet to extend the pistons, so it takes up all the slack. So I have some kind of a pedal feel. Then I have to pump the brake pedal. Then I'm going to go around and do the same thing. So let me get set up for that and bring you. Refill the pressure bleeder. Got it pumped up to roughly 12, 13 pounds. The master cylinder is looking good. I just did the right front. So I got the bottle, got a little magnet on it. Got this also from Amazon. And got our hose on there, and all we have to do is crack our bleeder. Here comes the air. There we go. I'm gonna let it run for a little bit. Get this. It's already lightening up. The clean fluid's already coming through. Look at that. That's the old nasty stuff mixed with the new fluid. Just going to do this until I don't see any more air bubbles. Then I'm going to depressurize and put the cap on and pump the brakes, see how they feel, and then probably give it another round. So let's stop this. I don't see any more air. Let's go see what the brake pedal feels like. Okay, we got that off. We got the cap on. It's a little bit low on fluid, but enough fluid there for me to pump the pedal and extend the pistons. Let's see here. Oh, wow. It is right there. It is right there at the top. It really feels fantastic. But when I start it up will be the big thing. I'm not even going to start this up and do this. I'm just going to, I'm going to set this back up. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to give it one more round. Okay, here we are. After 3 goes around, this is the last one, last wheel. I decided to show you. Again, we got it pressurized to about 14 PSI. Get all hooked up. Fluid is clean now. That's brand new fresh fluid. This is the last wheel of the 3rd time around. Sorry. And that's it. Now there's absolutely no air that I can see. A nice steady flow. Let me just shut it off for a second. Just fire it up again real quick. That's it. She looks good. I don't want to bore you with all this. Oh, this video is turning out to be, I don't know what. It is late. I am so tired. I have so much cleaning up to do, but the brakes are done. Next time you see this thing, will be on the ground with its wheels on. He's all done. Just came back from a road test. I did it off camera. I did adjust the emergency brakes on both sides. That came out great. Did a little fluid film on the face of the rotor where the tire meets the rotor for corrosion protection. It is really late, as you can see. It's dark out there. Been at it for quite a while. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And like I said earlier, if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I don't know why you haven't. Just click it and click the notification bell so you're notified on every time I upload one. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. And thank you for watching. Everything, all the parts that I showed you in this thing will fit 2007 to 2011. And the brake pedal is phenomenal. It is right at the top. It's never felt that good before. I'm really, really happy, really, really pleased. And I hope you all have a great day and a great night. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you again.